Yo, what's up, y'all? Today is just a short video I'm doing for this week because I don't really have nothing else scheduled besides like two videos next week. Anyways, basically, this is like a text discussion I had, or informal dialectic I had with a fellow debate com member named Divine Thunder, or someone who beats Oregon or something like that. I highly doubt it. Anyways, basically, we were having a discussion over what a conjunction is. So basically, what I want to reference is that within conjunctions, there's several different types of conjunctions, not just one. Like, yeah, it's a modifier to like, connect terms and all that, but a conjunction is something that can connect the things, right? And when we're talking about conjunction, what I was basically like inferencing or referencing here within the discussion is basically a conjunction function. For anyone want to know what a conjunction is or a conjunction function is basically like where a clause, which is a predicate is basically like an action of doing something caused by an existing being. Like, say for example, I punched this person, and then the other clause is a dependent clause, which goes in hand with that. It's dependent on the other clause to exist, therefore connect to each other, which is basically what the conjunction is going to be. It's basically casual relationship type thing, but within linguistics, which connects things. It's a modified joiner. So, anyways, what I was basically saying is that this was a discussion about the linguistics of it, and basically what it stated is that I asserted that what the fuck doesn't have to be in conjunction with a question, but can be a response. And I said I didn't ask. I said what the fuck, and Ace tried to say that it was a misusage of what a conjunction is. He didn't specifically give what a definition of what a conjunction is. Therefore, we can't necessarily say that there is going to be like, some that's like really there. It's like, how do I put this? Within terms, I believe that we can't really go off anything without proper semantics of that. So basically, it's not really accurate via semantics because there's no definition being positive for a conjunction. So it's not going to be really accurate based upon that definition. Like, yeah, we can say conjunction is point modifier, but what conjunction are you just referring to? A basic conjunction, which I will presume is what he's talking about. But I later said that it was like a reference to basically like text citation, which is like reference to something. And I brought up a dualistic property. A dualistic property is basically dualism. Dualism is a logical system which has two opposing sides which are distinct. If they are distinct, they cannot be the same and therefore oppose each other. Like, say, for example, a representation of God versus God, the idea of God. Like, epistemology, like idea of God, like our knowledge of God or what the concept of God is, versus the representation which we give him. A representation is based upon that idea, but it's not necessarily like that same idea. So therefore, they're distinct and are dualistic to one another. Anyways, since like there's a dualistic property within basically like the referencing of a conjunction versus the actual usage, because the reference is external to what we use within a conjunction. I cited the word conjunction doesn't mean I'm necessarily given that definition of it. So he tried to say I was misusing it, even though I didn't really use conjunction with it. In a sense, I said it's not going to go in conjunction with this thing. He didn't really say which conjunction, nor did I posit one until I came out after the debate with that. So like, it's kind of on me, but I did posit definition, which later on he tried to attack, saying that I was like fumbling, but I wouldn't say. But basically, he kind of got slammed. Like, it took him like hours to fucking respond. It's not even funny. Like specifically, he also did give an analogy. Basically, he said because like this house is raining, so it's gonna be haunted. Like, so he expressed like a jointifier and what a conjunction was, but this is a basic conjunction, not a function conjunction like I was referencing. So he didn't necessarily attack or make the distinction I was trying to make, because a function conjunction and a conjunction are distinct things. They won't necessarily be the same thing. He's trying to assert I'm using that conjunction versus what I'm inferring. Like, basically, I also described it was going to be a conjunction function like after the fact. So like, basically, when we refer to function conjunction, it refers to like a dependent clause when there's a predicate, And basically, he also asserted that it was a question I asked when I responded with "What the fuck." That wouldn't even be the case because a question or asking of something is going to be a pragma. It's not even going to be necessarily like the same thing, which we assert as like "What the fuck," which is a response or yeah. So it's not a pragma, it's a predicate and function conjunction. It's not just a normal conjunction where you just connect or joint modifiers. It's where it's the dependent clause and a clause comes before that and it's contingent upon that. So understand inside linguistic basic terms, this is not a conjunction, it's a conjunction function. Two distinct dualistic concepts that do not go with one another. So Ace didn't exactly like attack the argument at all. He just asserted that I was trying to use the same fucking he was trying to assert that hold on, I lost track. I have dementia. He was basically also describing the definition after I referenced it. It's not necessarily going to be like when I said it's going to be in conjunction with that. I'm asserting that it's going to be in conjunction. Like, for example, when I say it's going to be in conjunction, I'm referencing the word, not necessarily like the definition. Like the way I described conjunction, I didn't give necessarily a definition. So he presupposed what I meant within the scenario and framework of it. Like he gave his own definition to it, trying to apply his own definition, and I applied my own. I posited one, so it's like extremely like, yeah, I just know. If we don't have a definition to go on conjunction, you're trying to add your own for what conjunction is. It's going to be inferencing and connecting with, not with what I'm positing. You're trying to describe your definition to what I'm asserting with conjunction. You're asserting that this form of conjunction would go in conjunction with my form, which I haven't given a definition to. But that isn't the case because the conclusion doesn't necessarily go based off on that because there is no definition being applied for mine. So if there's no definition applied for mine, we can't necessarily say that like there's going to be that same conjunction being the same as that. So therefore, when we make that conclusion, it's not going to logically follow that this is this. Say for example, like you know that. So basically, what he made was a non sequitur, a false conclusion based off non-logical following like conclusions. Like he tried to add his own definition to what I posited. There was no definition for mine, so he tried to give his definition to mine, which is external to what I was using, or external to the word reference itself. His definition going into conjunction, like it describes like what basic conjunction is. But because I had no definition, I just posited it. He used an external framing compared to the encompassed of what it actually meant. So his definition was external to my assertion of it. You can't apply a definition if like to what I'm asserting if you can't necessarily like have a definition for what I asserted. Like it's not going to go in conjunction with that. So it's actually fucking funny. So anyways, I think I practically beat Ace on this one. Yeah. Anyways, back to like slandering the definition thing. Since his definition is going to be external to my like assertion, we can't necessarily say that's going to be semantically accurate because there was no definition given on my end. I just asserted what conjunction was. He tried to give a definition that he used and appealed to, but let's say that like for example that is a definition, but as I said, there's multiple definitions that could be referring to because like so that's not going to be like semantically like accurate or within that context. It's not going to be within that case to be like described accurately because as I said, there's multiple uses that could have been referred to, so therefore it's going to be external of that fact and not really accurate based off definition. So based upon definition, he could be wrong. So we could say that this definition is going to be a contingent truth rather than is a necessary truth or semantically true. So it's not semantically true nor necessary truth. It's a contingent truth because it could be false as well. Because there's other definitions which I could have posited to. Anyways, I think I'm done with the Ace thing. Anyways, I want to give I think I'm done with the Ace thing for now. But what I do want to give out is to like a announcement I'm making. Anyways, for the announcement, I'm gonna be debating D1 or Rizhan soon upon like I'm debating Rizhan on God is God a necessary being. So keep out for that video. And D1, I'm not sure yet. But I'm thinking about running cross first. But after that, I think I'm gonna make some videos up on versus battles for you guys after I'm done with the debating saga. Plus, I have one more video to upload this week, which is basically like the end of the Sand City saga or the Scythe saga. Scythe is a shitty ass bitch booty ass debater who's buns. Like this dude doesn't even know what a conjunction function is. Like after I referenced it, he just kept like he made a non sequitur. Like seriously. Anyways, I think I'm done, boy. So, I think y'all should have a good day. Remember to always worship Allah, always say your prayers, do your dua, and all those other prayers. Thank you.